My name is Frank Yemrick Sr. My relationship with Paul started in the late 90s. We were both pilots and belonged to the same flying club. We really got to be good friends when we decided to go on a flying trip to Alaska. Those three couples that wound up going on that trip, Janetti's, Paul Wasserot, my wife and I, we became dear, fast friends. We would have dinners almost weekly. He became one of my closest friends in my life. Paul was what I consider a very moralistic individual. Paul was very, very fair. He is not an individual that was dishonest. Paul literally took care of people and interacted with people irregardless of their stature. Paul was a very good philanthropist. He gave monies to a lot of different organizations. It wasn't just the Y that he gave monies to, there were others. Paul knew a lot of the members that were on the boards, so he could help influence how it was being spent. And he definitely gave a lot of time and monies back to the community. Paul was one of those individuals very strong in his beliefs. I would take his word on a heartbeat. He loved to fly, he loved boating, he loved his family.
I met Paul about 20 years ago. There wasn't anything that Paul didn't do. He flew planes, he had boats, he was part of a group that traveled together, but they were adventurers and they tried a little bit of everything. He owned Wasserots out on the highway going out to the back mountain. He came to the Y as a member, and we were doing a capital campaign back in 2000. Frank Henry introduced me to Paul and said that I should become friends with Paul because he's looking for some volunteer work. He thought he could do some really good things for the YMCA. He came in here as a member, as someone that actually used the Y. And he could see all the things that happened in this building. He could see the children's programs when they were going through the hallways. And I had him out at Camp Kresge so he could see what we did out at Camp Kresge. He understood that there was a group of children that unless some people stepped up and helped out, that they would be left out. And he really wanted to help children and families that couldn't necessarily afford our services to have an opportunity to go to camp, to go to daycare here, to get swim lessons here. And that just made him feel good. He was not someone that was looking for recognition. I think he, deep down he'd be a little proud that he's getting this, or that somehow that some people are remembering all of the support and advice that he gave us through the years. So the George Brandt Community Service Award is given to someone who supports or works and helps us raise money for low-income kids and families. So it's our annual support campaign. And for a number of years, Paul was a significant donor to that. And he would also give us prospects and help us get some other people to give to the campaign. I think he's well deserving of this award and all the things that he's done that has made our job easier at serving those families. I would like to let the Wasserot Foundation know how important the work that Paul did and the commitment of his time and his resources, how valuable that was and still is to this YMCA. We help hundreds of kids in programs here, and Paul played a significant part in helping us do that work.
My name is Lynn Piscotti, and I am the late Paul Wasserot's daughter, and I am here on behalf of him and my brother Paul and sisters Susan and June to accept the award. Our dad is being honored with the George Brandt Community Service Award, and he would be thrilled to accept that. And I am thrilled to accept it on his behalf. My dad was a very avid outdoorsman. He loved to ski and hunt. He had his pilot's license. He had his captain's license for boating. He had a real heart for the community. He just was a people person. He was always out and about and doing things. He was an avid reader, and he just enjoyed being entertaining and cooking. So he was an all-around special guy. Well, our dad had a real heart for children, and especially children with needs, and he really found value in the YMCA here in Wilkes-Barre to help the families and their children. There's a lot of programs here, and he found a great value in that for the children, especially Camp Kresge. Whenever we came to visit, or anyone came to visit, his parting shot to everyone was, "Enjoy life, my friends." And he did, very much so. Well, our dad was a very private man. Even though he was out doing a lot of things deep inside, he would wonder what all this fuss is about. He did a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't know. To be acknowledged in this way for us as his children. And the Wasserot Foundation, which is his legacy, is very rewarding. And because Wilkes-Barre in the valley and the back mountain where he lived is a wonderful place. He really felt his heart was here in the valley. We thank the Y for recognizing our father and the Wasserot Foundation. And on behalf of myself and my dad and my brother Paul and sisters Sue and June, we are grateful for this, to be the recipients. And he would be very touched about this.
I'm honored today to present the George Brandt Community Service Award to Lynn Piscotti in honor of her dad, Paul Wasserot, for the service to the YMCA in our annual fund and community support. So Lynn, this is a little plaque in memory of all the work that Paul has done and a little token of our appreciation. Thank you.
Very much.